Hey YouTube, Sam here. Well, I'm taking the tire off of this. It's a Dynamark by Nova made in the USA tractor that I picked up for 50 bucks. I'm taking some parts off of it for my Monty, so if you want to see why I'm doing all this, go check out my Monty videos for the rear end of that. But anyhow, I figured I'd go ahead and do this a little bit separately because this is a different kind of tractor. In case somebody actually has this tractor and needs to work on it and doesn't know how, maybe I can help them out. So here is, we're going to go ahead and take the rear tire off of it. We may throw the rear end in this video depending on time and what's going on or how well things go or don't go. So, and the first thing on this tractor anyways is there's a cap here. Now this looks a lot like a, I believe a John Deere tractor that I saw somebody take the rear end off of when I was taking looks at how to get the tires off them, or wheels off of my tractor. And this one seemed easier, let's hope. So there's the cap. Might have been easier to use a little bit of a screwdriver or something probably behind there, but keep the cap, so keep the dust and crap out. So I'll set that to the side carefully where I can find it and put it back. Then it looks like it has some sort of a C-clip or E-clip, whatever you want to call it. And it does look like it's keyed, which hopefully means there's a little bit of ability to move this. Oh yeah, these are going to come off. At least this one's going to, because that tire kind of moves back, or wheel kind of moves back and forth a little bit. So I'm going to go grab a screwdriver and pop those off. Man, I wish mine would have been this way. Well, we'll see if I can do this around you. I just got a big screwdriver here, and there's usually a couple of places where you can stick that and pop that out. So set that aside, don't lose it. I got a nice little magnet up here, as you can hear, that holds everything. I think that's about it for taking this off, from what I can see. So I'm going to back you guys out and pull this off. Ta-da! Wow. Why couldn't they have done that with my tractor? Whoever did this design obviously worked on those other ones too often and said, well, we should be able to do something better than that. It does look like there's a removable key. Yeah, there is a key in here that pops out. It's just square stock. Pull that out so you don't lose it. I'll stick that up there in my magnet, and I'm going to do the same thing to the other side. And well, we're over here under the right side of the tractor now, and now that we got the wheel off of here, we can see it pretty well. And here's the brake mechanism here. It was working fairly well. It's got a fairly large disc on it too, surprisingly. But anyway, I think what we got here is a nut and bolt right here, and I think I can pop that off, because that'll disconnect this, although there is a spring. There's a spring back here, it looks like. No, the spring's hooked to this. So I'm going to just pop this off right here, and that should pretty well disconnect the whole brake system from this. 3/4 here and a 1/2 inch back here. And I'm hoping this fits on here. Maybe not. Well, I'm getting it again, so we're going to use this side of it. Probably be easier if I went and grabbed the socket. Anyhow, there's a strap right here that leads up to a bolt that's a 1/2 inch. It goes up into the bottom of this right here, and there's a bolt that goes through, and that bolt up in underneath the seat here is attached to the negative battery cable. So you pop that off, and then there's another nut on the bottom of that you got to put a wrench on. Then I got an extension. I'm going to reach up through here, find that, and pop that off. So this will come off with the rear end. The other way, I guess you could probably take it off here, but I think you would have to loosen that upper one up to make this go to the side anyway. I think it'll just be easier just to leave this on here, personally. Well, I think we got everything off of the right side that would hold this from coming down. Now on the left side over here, there's the part where the shifter goes in here. Now there's a couple ways you could do it. Right there, there's a cotter pin that you could pull out of there and probably somehow remove that whole mechanism there and just pull this all down. Or right there, there is a 7/16 bolt right there. That I think all the mechanisms are unhooked that need to be unhooked. Now we just have to do the main bolts for the rear end. Now there's a couple here, like on my Montgomery Roar tractor, you could pop those off. But I think for now I'm going to bring these brackets off here because I might actually need these to make those tires fit under my tractor. And if I do, there's more I'm going to have to pull these off. They're 1/2 inch. I don't know if yours will have whatever this bar thing is. I don't know if that's something that held the grass catcher or what it was, to be honest. But anyhow, mine has that, and there's 1/2 inch bolts that go all the way through. And quite honestly, this one was not very tight and kind of just sitting in there as it was. Now I have a jack underneath the rear end, so the rear end won't fall down hopefully on us. Suggest you do the same thing. I don't know if that was an aftermarket deal or what, but those things are bent all to heck. So if you have a tractor like this and it has those on there, I would highly recommend taking a look at that, because your rear end there might be flopping around a bit and could have a chance of busting and falling off. So that would not be probably a fun thing if you're in the middle of mowing along. So anyhow, might take a look at that if you have this same tractor and you have that same deal sticking up like that, because I don't know if that's an aftermarket thing or something that came with it, like I said. Well, I got these two off, the ones that were bent, and then I realized there's a third one here. When I went to put the rear end down, it didn't want to come down, so there's a third one here on both sides, so got to grab those out. Put this down a little bit, and we got the belt here we got to get off. Came off fine. That's what I was hoping. We'll get it the rest of the way down here slowly, making sure we're not hanging on anything or have something else that I just didn't notice that's hooked to it. Oh, yeah. This is quite a bit lighter than my other one. Alright, go keep an eye out for all my videos on my Full Monty videos, which is my other tractor, on why I'm doing all this kind of stuff. Well, Master None, you all have a good one.